Welcome back, everybody, to another historical battle here on Grand Tactician, the Civil War. We've got our work cut out for us today. I know so far in the videos that I've made from this game, it has seemed like things have gone pretty easily for me in both campaign battles and historic battle that I fought. This one, not so. This was historically a Confederate victory, Wilson's Creek. First major battle fought in the Trans-Mississippi Theater. You can see here the map. And this was a battle where the Union was outnumbered nearly 2-1. And so that's what we are up against in this fight. We're going to make the AI dynamic once again, so we don't really know what Sterling Price and his folks are going to do. So let's go ahead and dive into this. We'll talk a little bit about the historic battle as we get into this fight. But about 5,400 men, as you saw, for the Union side, twice that many for the Confederates. It was the Union Army of the West under Nathaniel Lyon who actually was killed in this battle. Franz Siegel and Samuel Sturgis were also there. Sterling Price, as we mentioned, was the commanding major general. He was in charge of the Missouri State Guard, they were still state forces. Casualties pretty similar on both sides, about 1,300 casualties on each side, but a overwhelming defeat for the Union Army. So let's see what happens this time around. Okay, so telegraph from General Lyon to Major General J.C. Fremont. I retired to this place, reaching here on the 5th. The enemy will followed to within 10 miles of here. I find my position extremely embarrassing and am at present unable to determine whether I shall be able to maintain my ground or be forced to retire. Yeah, well, Nathaniel Lyon, this is the last battle you'll ever fight in. At least historically, he died here. So being outnumbered 2-1, as we expect that we are, we're going to have to be really careful. Let me look at the strength report. 6,000 Confederate cavalry. They double me on infantry. So they've got me 14,000 to 4,400. So we're actually in the neighborhood of 3-1, a little right around 3-1. I'm hoping that we get some reinforcements at some point. But for now, that's what we have. I want to go ahead and flip this around this way. So the only chance we have in a battle like this that historically did not go the Union's way is to keep all of our forces together and hopefully isolate pockets of his men and destroy them. So we're going to go really, really carefully. And if I can occupy the high ground, that would be ideal. I think historically, the main part of the fight happened right along in this area here. So I don't know if that's what will happen, if the Confederates will hold that same ground or if they'll try something different. So we're just going to go ahead and move forward a little bit at a time. I do have some mounted units, like Canfield here. So I may use some of them. He's got Merrill carbines. I may use some of these mounted units to do a little scouting around once I get a little further into the positions that I want to look at. But for now, we're just going to advance. It looks like his mounted units are going to pull back. Now, they hold this area here, so there's probably units in these areas. But we've got to stay close together and got to hope that he doesn't throw his whole army at me at once. It's really the only chance we have in a battle like this, outnumbered as we are. Is that really the numbers we're facing, or is it getting any better? No, well, okay, now our numbers went up a little bit. They're up to 56-32. But dang, I mean, this is pretty long odds. We'll go up and take this to 10 times speed while we get our divisions in place. I'm just going to keep controlling, for now, Nathaniel Lyon, so I can issue orders. These are actually brigades rather than divisions, and each of these units, rather than being brigades, are actually regiments in this particular battle because it is such a small battle in terms of numbers. So what I want to do is, once I get into place up here, I'm going to kind of sit tight on this high ground, and then I'm going to send some cavalry around to scout ahead and see if we can spot his position. So let's go ahead and take Deitzler's division, or brigade, I guess it is, right up to here. Andrews in the center we'll bring over to here. We'll take Sturgis over on the right, and we'll bring him up to this high ground spot here. And then once we do that, we'll send the cavalry around and see what we can spot. There's some more here with Wright. He's got shotguns. I'm going to go ahead and start sending Canfield. These woods aren't really conducive to cavalry operations. They're going to go around this way, though, which is better than going straight this way. All right, so as I'm moving, I'm spotting one unit over here. I want to look at this. Okay, and here's another one coming up over here. All right, so let's get on top of this high ground. It's actually not a bad place to be. I want to move a little further forward, though. Let's get the 1st Kansas Infantry up on top of this hill. Those are the home guards. They've got shotguns. So we'll put these folks up here on the hill as well. I'm going to pull the home guards back to guard my flank. Oh, yeah, there they are. Okay. So there's no reason Canfield... Let's see if we can go find him and change those orders. Let's get Sturgis up here. What's his hill look like? I don't think we're going to make it up to this hill. But I'd really like to get Sturgis up there. What if we give him a double time order? Tell him to hurry. That's a lot of ground to cover before the Confederates get into place. Okay, Andrews. I'm just not sure about him. How about we bring him up over here? Let's get his artillery up top, though. All right, if we can hold high ground, take on part of his forces instead of all of them, we might have a shot. I don't know where the best place is to put Totten's artillery. So maybe what we want to do is bring the 1st Kansas down a little bit. Typically, units didn't position themselves on the crest of a hill anyway. They would go on what was called the military crest, which is about 1/3 of the way to 1/2 a way down the hill. Because if you're at the top of the hill, you can't really fire down on people without exposing your cover. So that's where we want to be anyway. And then we'll get the artillery up on top. And hopefully they're not firing into the rear of the 1st Kansas Infantry. Okay, so we're waiting on Canfield to return. He's coming back. Let's throw baits right over here. They've got Springfields. And we're working on getting Andrews into place. But here they come. Gotta reset my view here because I was... Oh, it's still not... My camera won't rotate. So I'm kind of stuck on this angle at the moment. I want these guys down further. Because I want the artillery up behind them. Boy, they did form a perfect hinge there. That was a good spot. We're going to mess it up. Let's see how close we can get them to fusing that line there. All right, bait's a little further over this way. I want the artillery up on top of the hill. Alright, seems like the Confederates are kind of hesitating at the moment. We're going to have to move this line up a little bit. Where's their artillery? I seem to have lost some of my artillery. I can't find it. In Canfield, we're still waiting on him to follow his orders. Oh, there's Du Bois there. No, I don't want you over there. I want you up here. All right, they're loading up. They look like they're getting ready for a big assault. I got to get my artillery online and started. So you notice the numbers change, and I think the numbers change because I think our intelligence is not 100% accurate. So these are estimated numbers, and they're not necessarily the exact numbers, which is really cool because that's how it should be. We shouldn't know the exact numbers. So I like that, and it seems like maybe it's not quite as bad as it seemed at first when we entered the battlefield. I'm still not able to rotate my camera, and I'm not sure what's going on that I'm not able to do that. Let's take a look here at all of our settings. This didn't save either. I've had that set high. It seems like none of the settings, maybe the settings reset after the patch, because there was a patch to the game. Okay. I guess we're just going to have to stick with this how it is. Hughes is passing right in front of my lines, and my boys just opened up on him. I don't know what he was thinking there. But this 1st Kansas Infantry, nice big unit, 800 men. All right, we got to get this artillery going. There we go. We got both batteries up here. I'd like to see them start firing. What are we waiting on? Wonder if it's because we can't fire over that line. I think we might not be able to fire over the line because they don't seem to be wanting to open up. That's a problem. All right, I want to bring Yates over here. I don't know if they can get on this flank without a lot of trouble because of where it is. We'll get Plummer up here. Somebody's opening up. That's his artillery. Darn it. All right. Let's try moving the artillery up a little bit and see if that helps. All right, we might be firing now. Let's see if these guys open up. Come on, boys, give me some fire. Oh, maybe not. So Plummer's going to go there. Means we can put wood out a little further to cover the flank. Let's keep Osterhaus back as a reserve. We just broke Kelly. That's good news. We're going to keep steel as a reserve here. Keep a nice tight formation. Got to get these guns going though. And I don't think they can from where they are. I got to figure out an alternate spot for the guns. Maybe over here. Maybe if I move one battery, the other one will have enough room. I don't know. So far, so good, though. I'm really happy. Is that a pile of dead Confederates? Really happy with how this is going. The AI is bunching up in the center and just hitting me one brigade at a time. Let's look at the numbers. The estimates, of course. The estimate is 1 killed, 2 wounded for me. 650 Confederate casualties. That cannot possibly be right, but it's amazing nonetheless. All right, looks like he's going to try to come at me on this side. I'm not quite as strong over here. Okay, we're limbering up this artillery. We're going to take them down there. Let's see what that means for these guys. Looks like we're still waiting on orders. Only so many orderlies available, so you have to wait until the orderly comes back to send another one out. Because we've got one going out to these guys too. There we go. Now we'll get them moving. I'm pretty content with this line right now. Unless he comes at me on this side. Alright, let's see if we can get these guns firing. Let me speed up for just a minute. Oh, what are you guys doing? Make up your mind. I'm trying to get the camera just right. Are these guns firing on somebody? Be nice if they would. It says status firing, but they don't appear to be. These guys are firing. Alright, he's trying to go at my left now. Look at that. He's going to load up, or on my right. And that actually makes a lot of sense, because that would be the place that he should attack me. It's not really where I wanted those guns. Let's do this. Let's pull back. So we can give the guns a place to fire. Let's send Osterhaus over there. These guys have shotgun. No, they have Springfield muskets. Okay. It's only 200 men. Let's go ahead and dismount them. We're waiting for these guys to receive an order to pull back, and then maybe we can get these guns firing. Osterhaus is going over that way. Now, if he's going to do that, although we've got high ground, I might need to swing around into his flank. Alright, somebody's guns are firing. Looks like mine. I hope they didn't fire into my own men here. I finally got those guns going. What about these ones up here? Probably not. Can I get you firing on these guys without any trouble? It's far enough away. I would think they'd be able to get an arc of fire over them. But it doesn't appear like it. Actually, Osterhaus, you plug right in there. Okay. Now we'll sit tight and see what he does in response to what I'm doing. Looks like he's going to start advancing this way again. Maybe if we advance these guys, that gives these guns enough room to fire. Here comes Burbridge. What's this? Yeah, just a contact info. Good, march right in front of me like that. Now he turned. Here we go. Fire's gonna get hot now. These guys haven't fired yet. What are we waiting on? Anytime you're ready, Mitchell. Do we not have orders to fire? Medium range, short range, long range. Just fire no matter what, dude. There you go. All right, let's get a look up here at what's happening. All right, he went right at wood. Oh no, it looks like those guys actually broke. That's why. All right, wood. Go ahead and face this way again. Wow, what's he doing back there? I'm going to put right out here. I just want to keep an eye on what's happening. I've kind of got him bottled up in one little spot. Okay, these guys have lost 56 men, but they're doing okay. We've lost 65 with the 2nd Kansas, but again, doing really well. Pretty solid so far. A lot of dead blue here, but I think those are Confederate soldiers. Again, this is early in the war. Everybody had different uniforms. Let's see what the estimates are on casualties. Nice. 24 killed, 90 wounded, 15 missing. Estimated 1,100 casualties on the Confederates. So far, so good. Now, if he mounts these guys up and tries to come around me, that'll be a problem. But so far, he's not doing that. All right, what's Mitchell? Oh, I guess I did kind of advance him out there. I think I gave him orders to attack, and he's just kind of following that up. All right, now he's stopping. Let's move these guys up to support. The boys with the shotguns covering the flank here. All right, Alright, let's get up, back up again. See what's happening. They just shattered those guys, but he's pushing everything at my flank. It's actually a really smart move. He's kind of loading up one line after the other and just coming straight at me. But I've got guns over here that I think are firing in that direction. Or maybe not. Let's get the guns up a little closer. And then move up in support of the guns. Right here. Yeah, he's just pushing everything he's got at my weakly defended right flank. Yeah, we know everybody's in contact. Wood just finally lost his first man. And he's facing the wrong way. I want to be careful we're not taking friendly fire over here. Let's pull Plumber back just a hair. He breaking through me? Yeah, I think that's what he's doing, is breaking. That's fine. Boys with the shotguns, man. They're doing their job. Still seems like there's a lot of confusion on the Confederate lines. I think it's safe to say that the AI needs some work, and I know they're working on it. But thus far, I haven't felt like I was up against a particularly smart Confederate opponent. And I know it's not just because I'm that good as a general, because I'm really not. So we're just going to hold this line. And as long as he doesn't have his whole army up, I can take him on a piece at a time. That definitely evens the odds for me. Alright, these guys have lost 68 men. That's pretty substantial. Might be worth pulling them off the line in favor of one of the fresher units like Steel, although he's only got 275 men. Although Bates has only lost 3. So let's come up and put Bates in that spot. Pull the 2nd Kansas Infantry out. Alright, we're going to speed things up a little bit. I really kind of like this for the strategic view, so I can understand what's happening on the field at any given moment. And I love, doesn't this map just look absolutely beautiful? It just looks so good. And if they can get some of the AI and some of the other issues worked out, there's so much promise to this game. And remember, it is in beta. So we should expect there to be some issues right now. And then even in early release, there should be some issues. But as long as they're working on those things, and you can tell just by what's been made so far that they care and they want to do this right. So I believe they will do it right. So we're going to plug Bates in now to this hole. And it's actually a really big unit. So the issue we have right now is that just there isn't enough room for him in this spot. Yeah, they're outflanked because they're facing the way that they are. So hopefully we'll get that figured out. No, don't drop back, Bates. Bates and Yates right next to each other. There we go. Really not sure what they're doing back there. Not complaining, just not sure. But if he decided to, he could come down and, I mean, he's just not using his numbers to his advantage. He's got the numbers on me, but he's not using it. Just trying to fuse this line up the best I can. I'll go ahead and speed time up, but I can just hit that P button to pause it at any point if I have an issue. But for now, we've got him pretty bottled up where he is. And I'm rather content just to fight it out on this line as long as possible. It's a pretty solid defensive line I've got. Let's see what the numbers look like. So our estimate is 31 killed, 109 wounded, 19 missing, 159 casualties. Estimating 1,700 for him. His aggregate last return number has actually gone up. It was in the 9,000s last I checked it. But infantry number's pretty even. It's his huge advantage in cavalry that concerns me. But so far he hasn't used it. I do have Franz Siegel's brigade now. And we could bring them up and surprise him. So let's bring them right up this road here. Did I get a note from Siegel saying he had arrived on the field? Oh, Siegel arrives. There it is. Happened at 5 o'clock this morning, and I just never saw it for whatever reason. So it looks like one of his units retired from the field. He's just kind of sitting there. He doesn't know what to do. All right, we'll get Siegel going. I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to 10 times while we watch. Sometimes you can get a better idea of what the enemy may be doing when you do that, but he's just kind of sitting there. Okay, let's be careful because he does seem to be reacting to my movements here. Please tell me that's not my artillery up front. No, it's actually a little detachment of cavalry scouts. One of the cool things about this game is that when you send them on long movements like this, they will send out skirmishers or scouts if you have a cavalry unit out ahead, just to kind of clear the way and make sure that your main body doesn't run into anything you don't want to. But he is shifting units this way, so I think we probably need to be prepared for a fight. So let's go ahead and build a battle line right here on this hill in this clearing. So we'll call everybody back. We could probably push down here and just smash these guys. These are mostly mounted units, and you can see their horses everywhere. Mine are facing the wrong way here. So we gotta be careful with this, because this could become a problem for me if he loads up and comes after Siegel's brigade. Let's look at the estimated numbers. He's still sitting around 10,000. About 1,900 estimated casualties. Oh, yeah, he's throwing a lot my way. Let's force him to think twice about that. Let's try and smash this part of the line. All right, we're going to charge right down the hill at this artillery. Going to charge here too. And then here we're just going to move forward. These are smaller units. But we've got to draw his attention. I don't want him ganging up on Siegel's brigade. All right, there goes Bates. what are we doing here, Siegel? Give me some kind of a battle line. Pushing forward on all points on the line. It's a little more aggressive than I want to be, but I feel like I didn't have a choice considering what's happening here. These guys got to get in line and fast. All right, we smashed the 1st Brigade, or the 1st Regiment that was up front there. That did cost us some more casualties. Still only 109 killed, 205 wounded. I don't like what's going on over here. Siegel's brigade just doesn't want to seem to get in the line the way I want him to. Oh, Osterhaus got smashed. That's the problem with those 2 little units I had on the side there. Really weren't designed for heavy fighting. Thankfully, we've got a reserve unit we can plug in over there. Oh, he lost half his men. Let's bring the rest of these guys up. I'm going to bring the home guards across. What is this, Siegel? Oh, he's putting them right there. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, Plumber, you need to get up there in that spot. I love how the generals automatically position themselves in the best spot. So, for example, Andrews right here, he's in the spot where he's close to his commanding officer, but he's also close to Steele and Dubois, who are his subordinates. So there's a nice flow of information happening there. Okay. So our 2 small units of cavalry have gotten back together. Now Siegel's line's forming up. See, you got to be careful not to get too hasty and try to micromanage when it doesn't look like they're doing what you want, because eventually they did get into place. It just took a little while. That's a lot of units over this way, though. Now, I don't know what's happening here. Okay, we smashed that unit there. All right, now we've got a unit set up in his rear, and so we've got this opportunity to drive these guys, if we can, back towards Siegel. So now his aggregate's only estimating at about 8,500 men, 24% casualties. All right, we'll speed up for a minute here while we see what's happening. I just want to watch this line over here. I think we're pretty well finishing up Confederate resistance here, but I don't like how much is headed Siegel's way. It feels like he's about to be in a world of hurt. All right, Sturgis, let's push to the river. to Wilson Creek. Ditzler, let's do the same. Let's just see if we can push through these guys, drive them out. We've got to get some pressure on all of this before it hits the fan for Siegel. How many men's he got? His whole brigade's only 1,200 men. Yeah, that's a problem. We've got, let's see, Ditzler's got 2,100 men. Andrews has 1,000. Just push forward, guys. Push forward. All right, here they come. They're going to hit Siegel right here. Hopefully these guys pull back. Try to angle this line. These are only 60 men. Dragoons. Wasn't sure we had any of those on this game. All right, Missouri, you gotta adjust. Mixed muskets. Probably not ideal. There you go. Yeah, he's coming at Siegel. We've got to drive the rest of these guys back. Oh, 2 regiments coming at him. Wow, they've lost 76 men already. Well, what I thought was an ingenious plan to envelop him may end up being a situation where I isolated one of my brigades and got it destroyed, basically allowing him to use the strategy on me that I wanted to use on him. And so the nice thing about that, while it's bad for me, is it does show some signs of life for the AI. Look at him. That's beautiful by him. That he's doing exactly what he should do in this situation. So the AI does show some brains. He's doing the right thing in this case, and I'm going to pay for it. He's completely overrunning Siegel's brigade, and he's got more behind them. So we're cleaning up over here. Looks like the last of those units are going to go, but yeah, I got a problem now. Although the numbers are getting a little more in my favor, but we need these guys to reform and get over here to help out. Honestly, let's just get all of Lyon's men across the river. Send out the couriers, Lyon. We need them. Oh, boy. What a disaster for Franz Siegel. Although these guys did all right. The 3rd Missouri, they just threw back a challenge. Of course, they had guns firing into their flank. That didn't help. These dragoons haven't actually fired. How many men is this? 3rd Louisiana. I'm sure it's way more than I really want to contend with. Are they pulling back? Nah, not really. Salmon was wounded. How are we doing over here? Come on, Lion. Break the rest of these. These are just generals at this point. So we took Edward's cabin. All right, Siegel. Come on, baby. All right, he did throw those guys back. Send the dragoons in. Ride in and cut some of these boys down. Yeah, 173 killed, 500 on his side. Unless you think that that's impossible, there are battles that have had numbers that look like this. Here's my other dragoons. They're over here still. We might need them as well. Man. Poor Solomon. His unit just, not a good day for them. There's Carr's dragoons. They're trying to get over there. He's got another unit coming my way, though. Get in there and help out best you can. How are we doing over here, Lion? These are just... None of these are units. So how did they get shaken and routed? There's no men over here at this point. I feel like my orders are not necessarily being followed. All right, let's get Sturgis an order directly for his men. Because this is a mess. All right, we got our guns firing again on the flank. I don't know if it matters if we give them orders as far as who to fire on. Are they laying down? These men are laying down. Can we send out some skirmishers? Send out some skirmishers. Oh, look at these guys. Here they come. I think the 3rd Arkansas broke. Look at that. Boy. Sturgis, I'd really, really appreciate it if you would come up here and help out. All right, we drove those guys back. I can't believe Solomon's men have lasted as long as they have without breaking. Is that my... that's some of my dragoons falling back. We're up to 834 casualties. That's 15% of my force. We've inflicted 35% casualties. Tell you what, being outnumbered, better than 2-to-1 to start this battle, I feel like my boys have really, really done well. Historically, there were about 1,200 casualties on each side in this battle. So mine are approaching historic numbers, but his are way, way over. All right, we're finally getting our men across. Sturgis, no. But the rest, yeah. Whose brigade is this? Can't quite see the brigade commander. There it is. Deitzler's brigade. Okay. Deitzler, we're going to need you, buddy. Need you to move up again. Andrews... If you can get your brigade going, get them over here. All right. Solomon's brigade finally broke, or his regiment. But not before really doing nicely considering what they were facing. They lost half their men. The folks on my right are firing. The rest aren't in range here. Pull the dragoons back. Yeah, the dragoons are withdrawing. 15%, 41% for the Confederates now. So now we're just speeding things along a little bit. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. One of Siegel's brigades has held, which might be enough, while I'm slowly getting my other units across. Sturgis is still just kind of in a state of confusion. He doesn't appear to be moving his men at all. Deitzler, on the other hand, has gotten his brigade across. And I think that's sufficiently putting some pressure on the Confederates that they've backed off from attacking Lion. Or not Lion, but Siegel. All right, let's see what's happening here, because we saw a unit right here, but he disappeared from sight. There he is. He was down in that valley. We couldn't quite see him. All right, Bates. 1st Iowa Infantry. I think I'm just going to hold Siegel exactly where he is. Rector, to no one's surprise, broke. He was moving through those woods not expecting to see my army there. We're almost at even odds now. We've actually got more infantry than he does. That wounded number's got to be high as far as an estimate goes. Oh, what's Deitzler doing? He's pulling back. Not the kind of initiative I'd like you to take, but I get it. If you think that this is a better position to defend against a Confederate attack. I did give him the right to take initiative. That may be all the fighting we're going to get on August 10th. In fact, let's go ahead and offer a ceasefire for the rest of the day, if the enemy's willing to do that. Oh, and he withdrew. Okay, so there's a win. Major federal victory, changing history. We took out half his infantry, 1/3 of his cavalry, half his guns, for about 5,000 total casualties on the Confederates. I think I just confused the AI. He didn't know what to do the way that I attacked. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts about that. I really do believe they'll improve the AI. I saw a few flashes of good moves on their part, but not necessarily a lot. But use the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to take these historical battles in order, one after the other. So that means that the very next one. And what I'm doing for the first round of these is I'm playing the side that lost historically for each one of these. So I know I haven't played a Confederates yet, but we'll get there. And then we'll come back through them again and play the side who won. But we'll come up to Pea Ridge next. And you can see that one again. That's going to be a heavily favoring the Confederates as far as what happened. But that's a Union victory. So we will be playing the Confederates at the Battle of Pea Ridge, and we'll have the numbers on our side. And we'll probably tell the AI to be dynamic. So we'll see what happens. But let me know your comments, drop a like, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.